In today's video, I'll present to you a comprehensive APA formatting style, or in other words, a complete APA formatting tutorial. APA stands for American Psychological Association, and it is used in universities, colleges, and some high school in academic papers. And without wasting time, let's get into it. Right now, we use APA 7th edition. The APA format has three important sections. We have the title page, or the cover page. We also have the main body. This is where you write the actual work, or this is where you answer the actual questions that you've been given. And we also have the sources and the references. This is where you give the exact sources of your paper. In the cover page, we have two important things. We have the title of the paper and the student information. And the student information just basically the name, the institution, the professor, and the date of submission. And this is how it should look like. Once you start writing, you will start with a blank space, and the first thing that you want to do now when it comes to APA is inserting the cover page or the title page. The first thing that you put onto your cover page or the title page is the title of your paper or the title of your work. And in this case, let's assume the title of our work is Transportation in the UK. And the title should always be centered. We're going to put it on the center and type Transportation in the UK. So what you do onto the title is you put it on the title case. That means capitalizing each word without capitalizing the small words or the articles. In this case, Transportation and UK are going to be in the capital letters. The next thing is to move it at the center of the page, and I'm going to enter a few times. Then I'm going to separate the title of the paper and the student information. You just press enter 2 times, and now you start off with the student information. The student information just includes the student's name, institutional affiliation, course name, professor's name, and dates. And that's what I am going to type in here. And after you type, also make sure it is centered. The title of the paper and the student information should be centered. The next thing that you do is to insert the page numbers, and the page numbers you just insert the normal way. And ensure they are at the right hand corner. After the cover page or the title page, the next thing is the body of your paper. And on the body of the paper, this is where you do the actual work. This is where you write the actual essay or the actual research according to the question you've been given. In our case here, I'm going to use an example from one of my past papers. Before that, remember the paper should always be set on the margins of 1. However, guys, on the Word document, the default settings comes on the margins of 1. And the body part, APA requires you to use Times New Roman, size 12, and set on double space. And also remember to press on tab at the beginning of each paragraph. This is how it should be like. It should be double space, Times New Roman, size 12, and also you should remember to tab at the beginning of each paragraph. Now, when it comes to formatting, there is not much to pay attention on the body part. However, you're supposed to be very keen on your instructions, because sometimes you can be told to leave the paper on single space, or you can be told to use a different font. However, if you've been told to just use APA complete format, you're supposed to know it involves Times New Roman, size 12, double space, and you tab at the beginning of each paragraph. And there is not much to pay attention on the body part. The next important part is the sources, and in APA we refer the sources as references. So you're supposed to type the term references at the middle of your paper in a different new page. Now, when you're doing an APA format, even if you have some space at the previous page, you're supposed to skip that space and make sure you start the sources or the references in a different new page. Also, make sure you put it on the title case, and you can also bolden it to show it is a form of a title. Now, where do you get the sources? This is one of the most asked questions, and the sources or the references, you get them as you write your paper. The actual sources where you got the information to write your body part, that's where you're supposed to get the sources. For the sake of this guide, I am going to use the exact source that I used for this exact paper, and this is how the sources are. I have termed them references. Some of the most important things that you're supposed to note when it comes to sources or references in APA is that the term references is set on the mid-row at the top of the paper. All sources are arranged alphabetically. Use hanging or ident all the references. The title books, the journals, or any non-work should be italicized, and you're supposed to have the URL. On this case, these are my sources, and these are the exact sources that I used for this paper. That's why you can already see I have the in-text citations there with me, but in this case the sources are very straightforward. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to put them on Times New Roman size 12 and double spaced. The next thing that I mentioned is to put them on ident all. Make sure you set them on hanging. This is how the paper looks when you set it on hanging, and you're not supposed to skip any spaces between entries, so make sure you remove any spaces between two entries, and that's how the sources should be. And always remember to arrange them alphabetically. In case you have like 10 sources, 15 sources, or even 3 sources, all the sources should be arranged alphabetically. I also have mentioned something very important and a requirement for the APA format, that all the journals, the books, and longer work should be set on italics. I have also mentioned that you're supposed to have the URL or the link, and these are my links. Sometimes you may not be sure whether you have the correct or the right sources or references. One of the things that you can do to ensure you have the correct sources is to counter check. For example, on this source here, this here is the student's last name plus their initials. The second thing you're supposed to have is the year and the date of publication. It's not a must to have the date, but the year is a must to have. So this one here is the year of publication. Now this is the title of my work, and as you can see, it is set on italics. When you continue, this is the publisher and this is the URL. So guys, you're supposed to be very keen. This is the student's last name plus their initials. This is the year and the date of publication. This is the title of the work that I used to write my article or my research paper. And this is the publisher, and the last one here is the link. That is the requirement for APA, or that's what APA requires a source or a complete reference to look like. This is the same thing with my second source here, where we have the writer's name or the student's last name plus their initials. We have the date and the year of publication, and that's basically how the sources or the references should look like. You're supposed to be very keen on that. So the entire paper looks like this. We have the title of the paper and the student information as the title, all the cover page. We move on to the body part, where we have the body of the paper plus the in-text citations. We also have now the sources or the references at the last page. In case you do not know how to do the in-text citation, I already have a video, a very detailed video on that. I'm going to link it down on the description box. But basically that's how it's supposed to look. That is it. That's basically how APA format should look like. And in case you have a question, drop it down on the comment section, or you can still send me an email. And guys, I have good news. I've created a free APA formatting 7th edition guide. In case you would want it, I'm going to leave a link down on the description box. It is a very detailed guide, and it's going to explain to you everything that I mentioned on this video. And on top of it, it also have a sample. So you're going to get a guide and a sample. So in case you would want it, the link is down on the description box, and it is 100% free. Yeah, that is it for today. In case you have a question, drop it down on the comment section, guys, and see you in my next video. Do not forget to subscribe and also give the video a big thumbs up. And in case you do not know me, I just forgot, I didn't mention my name. I am Sarah, and I help students write perfect papers. If you've not subscribed, just make sure you subscribe, and see you in my next video.